Hello my dear students, welcome to MetaMaths Academy. In this video, we are going to learn how to operate Casio fx-991CW class with model CalC, scientific CalC, right? So if you switch on, immediately we'll see this kind of a menu. Calculate, statistics, distribution, spreadsheet, table, equation, inequality, complex numbers, Bayesian, matrices, vectors, ratio, and math box. So we'll see one by one. First of all, coming to calculate, you press OK, you will enter into that particular menu. And you have 4 navigating buttons here, right? And you have a button for settings here. What is this button settings? This is for calculator settings. So this is calculator settings. First one, you press right button, you will enter into submenu. You can change the input output method. Here, the first one is you press OK, you will enter into that, right? Math input, math output, math input, decimal output. Suppose math input, math output is, we are already in that mode. So if you press 5 divided by 2, 5, just like you press like this, 5, right button or down button, 2, execute, it shows like 5 divided by 2. If you press settings and CalC settings, input output method, so math input, decimal output, if you select math input, decimal output, the answer will be like 5 by 2. It shows like 2.5 into 10 power 0. It's a decimal output, right? So we usually select only math input, math output only. Execute, back. Now 5 by 2 you press, you will get 5 by 2 only, right? And format button you have, in the previous model you have S to D, standard to decimal conversion button here. In place of that, you have a dedicated button for formatting the numbers, right? You press the format button, you will get a standard, decimal, improper fraction and a mixed fraction, right? So the standard is the same thing, right? If you press format and decimal, you will get a decimal conversion of the 5 by 2, and you go into improper fraction, it is already in the improper fraction. Mixed fraction, so 5 by 2 shows like a 2.5, right? It shows in mixed fraction. That is how you use format button, right? Now, you calculate, you enter into calculate mode. Now, enter into settings. You have another settings also, angle unit. You can set the angle units by default. If you press OK, it shows degrees, radians and gradient. So, by default, it is in the degrees. You can change it to radiant or gradient as and when required. Number format. Number format is fixed. Fixed. What is fixed? Fixed is how many number of digits you want out of after the decimal point. That is what fixed. So scientific means it is showing like a 1 into 10 power. Instead of showing 0.1, it shows 1 into 10 power minus 1. That means the answer will be having how many digits you want totally before the decimal point and after the decimal point. You have 2 decimal. First one 1. Next one, 2 decimal, 2 total number of digits. 3 digits you want, 4 digit answer you want, right? So if the answer is a 5 digit number, like 1.2345 is a 5 digit number, after including decimal, pre-decimal and post-decimal digits. Then if you select this one, it will not show 5. If you select this particular option, it will not show 4, 5. Even though 4 and 5 are there in the answer. So now it is in the scientific mode. We usually follow only fixed mode. Fixed mode, if you select 3 decimal places, right? So whenever you press something like 99 divided by 555, so in format, you convert into decimal, it shows 0.178, right? Because it is showing up to only 3 decimal places. You go to settings and number system, number format, fix. In fix, if you select 5 after decimal point and come back, now execute into format, you go and decimal conversion to decimal. It is showing 5 decimal places after the decimal point, right? So in the previous answer, it showed only 0.178 because we have selected 3 decimal places only in the option fix. So it actually rounded off it to 0.178, even though the answer is having more number of digits, right? More number of decimal places. So now go to settings, and these are not digit separator. We don't require all these things. System settings, you can increase the contrast and auto power off. By default, it is 10 minutes. You can increase it to 60 minutes. Multi-line font, QR code. We don't use all these things. And reset is factory reset. You can reset to factory reset. Then all the data and memory, variable memory will be erased in that case. Right? So this is, you scan it, you will get the manual. If you press, now you are in home. If you press catalog, you have a button, dedicated button, catalog and tools, right? So if you press catalog, it will show all possible options, all possible sub-menu and sub-menus it will show. Extra functions are there. Those functions will be displayed in tools. So if you press catalog or tools, being in the home, you can't see anything. It won't execute. If you press OK, now we are entered into calculation mode. Now you press the catalog, you will get all possible options like this. Function analysis. In function analysis, you have derivative, integration, summation, logarithm, natural logarithm, and all. So if you go into probability, you have percentage, factorial, permutation, combination, random number generation, random integer generation, and all. And coming to numeric calculator, you have absolute value and round off. Angle chords, this one is the degrees, radians, gradients, rectangle to polar. This is all conversions. Rectangle to polar conversion, polar coordinates to rectangular coordinates conversion, and degrees, minutes, seconds conversion. Right. Come back, and hyperbolic and trigonometric. You have hyperbolic functions. Going to this, it shows sin h, cos h, tan h, sin h inverse, cos h inverse, and tan h inverse. Sin, cos, tan, sin inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse. You can directly see all these 6. That means other than the hyperbolic functions, you can see directly on the buttons itself. You press sin, cos, tan here, you will get it. Otherwise, you can use shift, being in the home. You can use shift and you press sin, you will get sin inverse. Sin inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse are above these buttons. So you have to use shift to make use of them. So sin inverse. And similarly, you can press cos inverse and tan inverse directly without going into catalog. But if you want to use hyperbolic or trigonometric, then you have to go into catalog and select these functions, sin h. If you press OK, it will show sin h. Right? Sin h1, 1.17572 like that. Now entering into CalC mode and catalog, it shows the next one is engineer symbols. Engineer symbols is milli, micro, nano, pico, femto, kilo, mega, giga, tera, peta, exa. So these are all engineer symbols. These are engineer symbols. And scientific constants. So scientific constants are standard constants that we use in physics, chemistry, and other subjects, other engineering subjects. Universal constants. If you press OK, you see H bar, C, epsilon naught, rho naught. These are all standard constants that we see in physics, chemistry, and other engineering subjects, right? If you select H and press execute, you will get the value of that. But it is showing in the decimal, right? So you can change the format to number format to number format to fix 5 decimal places only. If you press a sign scientific this one and execute. Then let us see the answer. See. Now its value is 6.6261 into 10 power minus 34 H value. So right, you know these values already, right? Now come out of this, press OK and catalog. If you enter into unit conversions, you can convert lengths. You can convert inches into centimeters, centimeters into inches, feet into meters, meters into feet, yards into meters, meters into yards, like that. You have all conversions. Area conversions are there. Acre to meter square and meter to meter square to acre. And volume conversions are there. Mass conversions are there. And velocity conversions are also there. Pressure conversions, energy conversions, power conversions, temperature conversions. Every unit conversion is there, right? So how to get into this? Press catalog and directly go to the last but one. It is unit conversions. Now other means here you can see answer pi. Answer means if you select answer and press OK, previously this value was stored in the answer button, right? Answer is a variable. This value is stored in that particular variable answer, ANS variable. It is showing like that, right? And you can go into others and see pi e and all, right? But you can all these symbols you can press on this particular menu directly using these buttons. You can press all these constant e, pi, everything. So you need not get into this much deeper to access these values. Now scientific conditions and all are over. Now let us go into each function separately, each submenu separately. If you go into function analysis, you can find derivatives, integration, summation, logarithm, log 10, and natural log. If you go into derivative, how to use this derivative? It is you cannot differentiate a particular function, but you can differentiate a function and find its value directly, right? You cannot get the derivative of the function directly, but you can get the value of the derivative of the function, right? That is how. Let us see. You can directly find x here, right? You press x. You press this button, you will get x square. So that means the derivative of x square, right? Plus x minus 4. So x square plus x minus 4, derivative is 2x plus 1, right? Now you have to give some value for x. Suppose I give a value 2 for x and execute. It will show like this. X square plus x minus 4 derivative is 2x plus 1. 2x in 2x plus 1 we are substituting x equal to 2. 2 into 2 plus 1 it is 4 plus 1 5. But the answer is shown in terms in engineering board. Right? You can change it in number format. In number format you can select 6 decimal places. Right? Now if you press exe, it is showing in a fixed mode, right? Up to 6 decimal places, 5.0000000. Now you go back and you can change the function here. Suppose if you change it to 3x minus 4, right? And press execute, it shows 7 like that. And if you want to use function analysis in integration in function analysis, you can use the integration is also definite integration only, right? So you can give a value, press down button, you will get into this particular box, up button, that upper box, upper limit box, and right button, you will enter into the integrand box. So lower button, down arrow, I press 2 here, I give the lower limit as 2, upper limit as 5, and then integrand, I give it x square minus 3x plus 4. If I give, then what is the value? You can directly execute and get the value 39 by 2, right? You can calculate this. So this helps a lot. These two particular functions integration, derivative and integration will be very, very useful while we solve the problems related to numerical differentiation and numerical integration. Right. Now, summation. Summation is you can give the lower limit and upper limit and give the function. It will substitute each value into that function and find out the summation. Right? We don't use this large scale. And logarithm is, this is log AB, log base 2, 15. You can find the value like this, right? But if you go for log, it is actually log base 10. When it is log, it is base 10. It gives the value of your log 15 base 10, right? Now, enter into this. This is natural log. Natural logarithm is base E. Natural logarithm is base E. If you press enter, you will get log ln 15. ln 15 is log 15 to the base E. So 2.708050, right? Now like this. But you need not enter into this particular menu deeper and deeper. You can directly access log and ln here. See, if you press shift and press this, you will enter into log base 10. And if you press shift and this button, you will enter into natural log to the base E. And if you directly press this button, log A to the base B. It's like log A to the base B. So you can access all these three logarithms from directly buttons. You need not enter into menu, but it is given there. Now in catalog, you have 6 functions. We have seen already 6 functions. And probability. In probability, you have factorial, percentage, factorial, permutation, like that. So factorial, when it comes to factorial, you enter into factorial, go to left button and enter 6, execute. 6 factorial is 720. So you can find the factorial using factorial button. And go into calculator, catalog, into probability. Now permutations and combination, random number generation. So how do you use combination? If you press, you will see the letter C here. You can go to the right and left. You go to the left and give 5. Go to the right and gives 2. It is 5C2. 5C2 is 10. Right? So you can use combinations formula like this in probability. And you can use random number generation. Random number. This is random integer generation. So random integer generation, suppose if I want a random number between these two limits. Like I give 1. Where is comma? Comma is above this right parenthesis. Press shift and this one. You will get comma. And then 100. Close. Execute. You will get a number that is generated randomly from between 1 to 100. So that is 97. If you press again and again, you will get different numbers: 20, 25, 18, 5, 30, 77, 1, like that. You keep on pressing, you will be getting a random number, right? So in the same way, you can find random integer. This is random number also you can find out between some limits. You have to give to 2 limits, right? And coming to these variables, press calculate and then press these variables. So we have 6 variables here. Say A, B, C, D, E, F. So 6 variables are already declared in this particular CalC. They are defined and declared. They have been allotted some memory, and you can change the value. You press OK. It means recall means what? It will give the value. So 0 is there by default, right? So if you press variable again and edit means you can give some value 12. Execute. Now 12 is stored in A, C. So you like that you can give values to all 6 variables. Now you see this value is changed. X value and Y value. Previously I gave it, I think. X value is now edit 0. I give. Y value is 0. By default I give it as 0. Z is also 0. And you can access these variables directly from the keyboard. So how do you access? By using shift. You press shift and press 4. You see you can find the letter A here variable and recall, execute. You'll get the value of A. Right? So like that you can access B above 5, C above 6 and D, E, F here. Right? And you can directly get the values of the symbols pi, E, I. Pi is, what is pi? Pi is 22/7. So you press enter and shift 7, you will enter into pi. So its value is pi. If you select number formatted to decimal, then its value shows like 3.1415. Right? And you can use E value also. Shift 8, you press E. So its value 2.718 something. Right? Like that, I is what complex numbers. When you are writing A plus IB, I is used to be representing complex numbers. Right? Then, you have any other functions in the catalog? Yes. Probability is over. Numeric CalC is nothing. We don't use much. Angle also, we don't use that much. These are all conversions, hyperbolic, trigonometric, everything we have seen, right? Now we'll go into the next one, which is statistics. In statistics, if you press, you will get one variable statistics, two variable statistics. If you press OK, you entered into one variable statistics. Now you can enter the values here. See, how many values? You can enter, this is serial number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So if you press 1 in the first column, 2, second row, third row, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it will be keep on generating, adding more and more. So I start with 10. Okay. So these are the values of x. These are the values of x. Now these values are stored in x as a list of numbers. Now you press calculate or catalog, it shows some functions. You can operate some functions, right? And tools, if you press tools, right, you are getting some options here, like edit. You can edit the row and you can insert a particular row or you can delete all, right? And frequency, if you press frequency, it is actually in the off. Now if you press OK, execute, it will show frequency also here. Two tools, sort. You can sort the values of x in ascending order or in descending order. Frequency in ascending, frequency in descending also. You can sort these values. So now come back, and you can also see two variables, x and y. Two variable statistics also you can deal here, right? Next, distributions. The third one is distributions. If you go into distributions, you have binomial probability distribution, binomial cumulative distribution, normal PD, normal CD, inverse normal, Poisson PD, Poisson CD. So all you have, right? So binomial distribution means list. It is asking for list. So what are the parameters in binomial distribution? X and P. So you can give the values of X and P here and calculate binomial probability distribution. Right. In similar fashion, you can find the remaining also. Now coming to spreadsheet, you can actually enter the values of, you can give values to A, B like that, right? So you can give all these values and you press catalog. You see, not like the previous menu. You press the catalog, you have spreadsheet in the beginning, and then function analysis, probability, everything is same. But in the beginning, you have spreadsheet. You press on the spreadsheet, you have some more functions like a grab, equal to, minimum, maximum, mean, sum, and all, right? So, and we don't use spreadsheet that much. And table, coming back to table, this is very important, useful in the examination point of view also. So when it comes to table, you can define here values like suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am giving 5 values for the variable x, right? Now it is showing error here in the place of fx and gx, right? So why it is showing error? Because f and g are not defined. If you go into catalog, if you go into tools, you can define fx and gx here, right? You can find the table range. Table range you can find, right? Like starting number is 1, ending number is 1, 5. Step is 1 means it will give the values of x as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X values it will give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the starting value is 1 and the ending value is changed as 10, step is 1, then it will show 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3 and so on. If the step is selected as 2, then starting with 1, because step is 2, we have to add 2. So 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 7, 9. Right. So let us see by executing this. So once you execute, what we have got here, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Right. So no more values. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now we have to define, by going into tools, we can define the functions fx and gx. Right. It will calculate the values directly. If you go into define fx, you can define like a x square minus x plus 1. Execute. Execute means what happened? In place of fx, now x is the input to the function fx. X square minus x plus 1, 1 square minus 1 plus 1, 3 square minus 3 plus 1, 5 square minus 5 plus 1. Like that it is calculated. Now, all these values, x values are given input to fx and the values are calculated here and displayed. And now you go to tools and define fx and gx. If you go to define gx, you can define gx here, sin x. Suppose I give sin x plus 1. Execute. Now you have got some values of sin x plus 1, where x is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Right? So you can find out these values like. So that is how you can find the values. This is particularly useful in case of statistics. When you are learning probability and statistics, this will be very, very useful. Now come back and now let us see equation. This very frequently we use this equation button. Right? Press OK. It is showing simultaneous equations, polynomial equations, solver, and simultaneous equations. You have 2 unknowns, 3 unknowns, 4 unknowns also. This calculator deals. It's a previous version 991ES plus. It won't deal with the 4 unknowns, but this deals with the 4 also. Right? So you can solve simultaneous equations here in 2 unknowns, like x plus y equal to 5, x minus y equal to 6. Suppose if you solve, or 2x plus y equal to 5, to 3x minus y equal to 6. Now we have to enter these coefficients, 2 here 1 and 5, 3 minus 1 and 6 here. So 2, you press execute. Now it has become 2x, right? Plus 1, execute, and this constant term should be on the right hand side only, right? Then you press 5. Now it entered into second equation. Second equation is 3 minus 1 and 6. Right? So now every value is entered. Now you press execute. It shows the values of x and y. X value is 11 by 5. Y value is 3 by 5. 11 by 5 and 3 by 5 are the values of x and y. So it has solved the system of equations, simultaneous equations. And you can also solve system of simultaneous equations of with the 3 unknowns. So you need 3 equations and you have 3 unknowns. You have to enter these values here, A, B, C, D, right? And finally press enter or execute. You will get the values of x, y, z. Now when it comes to polynomial equation, you press OK. We have quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial, and a 4th degree polynomial is also there. But in the previous model 991ES plus, you cannot find the 4th degree polynomial equation. Here you can find. So if you press OK, so suppose we need to solve, or we want to solve x square minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0 equation. Right? So when you want to solve this, how do you solve? It is x square coefficient is 1, it is minus 3, x coefficient, constant coefficient is 2. So you press 1, execute, minus 3, execute, 2, equal. Now we have given all the values. You press enter, you will get x1 equal to 2, x2 equal to 1. So these are the roots, x equal to 1, 2. So you can directly solve using calculator. And also you can solve cubic equations. Suppose you take the cubic equation as x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6 equal to 0. Right? So then what are the coefficients? 1 minus 6, 11 minus 6. So 1 minus 6, 11 minus 6. Right? You press enter, it will show x1 equal to 1, 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3 are the roots of this polynomial equation, cubic equation. Right? Now it shows also the local maximum, local minimum also. We don't need all those things. So now it is a polynomial. When you enter polynomial, you can also solve fourth degree polynomial also. Right? So rarely it comes. You can also solve in a similar fashion. And when it comes to solver, you press OK. You can give the equation itself directly. X square minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. So where is this equal to symbol? When you press execute, it is asking an initial value of x. So what is the initial value of x? Suppose I give initial value as 1.5. Execute. It shows 1 value. That means the same equation I have given here. So x value, initial value, I gave it as x equal to 1.5. But it reached the value of x equal to 1. Right? I started with 1.5 as the initial solution. It actually helps in the numerical analysis, right? So I started with 1.5. The solution it gave, the nearest solution to 1.5 is 1. That's what it thinks. That is how it thinks, right? Suppose I give 2.5 as the initial value. Then execute, it shows 2. Because you have two solutions, 1 and 2. So when you give initial value or initial solution as 1.5, it reaches 1. When you give 2.5 the initial solution, nearest solution is this only. So nearest root is 2. Therefore, it takes us to 2 and gives answer as 2. And come back now. And next it is inequality. So when you press OK, it is asking for quadratic or cubic or fourth degree again. So press quadratic. And it like ax square plus bx plus c is greater than 0 is the inequality. Suppose we have x square minus 3x plus 2 is greater than 0 is the inequality that we have. We need to solve. Right? So the same thing let us give. 1 minus 3, 2. Press enter. Solution of this is x must be less than 1 and x must be greater than 2. So all these values are going to satisfy the given inequality. Right? So it is showing like that. You can also solve these equations. You can go for cubic polynomial, cubic inequality also. Complex numbers, you can also deal with complex numbers like 2 plus 3i. Where is I? Shift 9. Execute, it shows 2 plus 3i. Because we have selected fix as 6. So it is showing unnecessarily 6 digits after 6 decimal places after the decimal point. Okay. So you can deal with complex numbers when you are in complex mode. Now, this is very important. Coming to matrix operations, you enter into matrix operations, right? Press tools. It is asking to press tools to define a matrix. So if you want to define a particular matrix, you have to enter into tools. If you want to use that matrix or do some operations on that particular matrix, you have to use catalog, right? Here, if you press catalog, see it is showing matrix. When you enter, it is showing like a matrix calculations. When you enter, you can square the matrix. But before squaring the matrix, you have to define it. So you need to go to catalog tools to define the matrix, right? So you can square the matrix, you can cube it, inverse of the matrix, determinant of the matrix, transpose, identity. You can also define, you can execute the identity matrix also here. right? So we'll see all these things. You can use this here when you press the catalog. You can use the matrix A. When you press OK and execute, it is showing mat A is selected. Execute means it shows the matrix A here, but nothing is there in the matrix A. So we have to define the matrix first. For that, you press tools. Right, I have already defined its order, matrix A order, matrix B order, 3 as 3 by 3. Matrix C and D are not yet defined. So I have already given, see, define new. Define new, when you press define new, it asks for number of rows and columns. I take number of rows as 3. 3 rows, and press right button, 3 columns. Confirm. Execute. Now, a matrix is entered. See, you press again tools, it is showing matrix A to be 3 by 3. So enter into that, edit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Suppose I enter the matrix A like this. Now you can press catalog and go to matrix. Matrix calculations you can do matrix squared, matrix cubed, inverse, and determinant. If you press inverse of A, here we have to select the mat A, not the variable A, mat A. So how to select the matrix A? Again, enter into matrix A, select matrix A. It's inverse. Right? Press execute. Math error. Why it is showing math error? Because the matrix that I have given is, see, the matrix that I have given here, if you enter into these calculations, you see the determinant of the matrix and select the matrix A, then what happens? What is the determinant? It is 0. Because the determinant of the matrix is 0, it cannot find the inverse of the matrix. Right? So when you come back and go to tools and edit, if I press -1 here, execute, and some more values I change. This value I change it to 1. This value I change it to 3. Right. Now the matrix A is modified, and let us see, enter into catalog, matrices, matrix calculations, and you find the inverse now. Inverse of what? Again, catalog, matrix A is select. Matrix A inverse. So when you press, you will get an inverse of the matrix like this. So -1 by 4, -1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 6, -5 by 6, 1 by 2, 5 by 36, 17 by 36, -1 by 4 is the inverse of the matrix. So that is how you can find the inverse of the matrix. And if you select matrix A and you press this button, it shows the square of the matrix. You can find the square of the matrix. And come back, you can find, erase this, you can find A cube. How do you find A cube? A square into A, matrix A. Again, you select matrix A. Now, mat A square into mat A is matrix A cube. This is how we can find A cube. And how do you find A power 4? Here also you square it. Matrix A square into matrix A square is A power 4. So you can find A power 4 like this. But you cannot find more than A power 4, higher degree, right? Now, any other functions we have available in this matrix answer. Latest answer is stored in matrix answer. That shows. And when matrix calculations, any other, you have transpose identity. So when it comes to identity, you give the order of the matrix, identity matrix, 2, it will show 1, 0, 0, 1, 2 by 2 identity matrix. Go back and change it to 3, it gives 3 by 3 identity matrix. And go back, it will give 4 by 4 also identity matrix. It cannot give more than 4 by 4. Right? 4 by 4 identity matrix also you can generate. So you can do all these operations using the matrix catalog. Now you can operate vectors. You can store again tools, a vector 3-dimensional vector or 3-dimensional vector B, and not define C and D. You can define C and D as 2-dimensional or 4-dimensional or any dimension. Right? Next. you select edit, define new. In define new, we have only 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. Okay. So you can go for only maximum 3 dimensions only, vectors. And when you define matrix vector A, see 2, 3, 4, that means 2i plus 3j plus 4k. And when you define the vector B as 1 minus 1, 5, I minus j plus 5k. Right. So 2 vectors are already there. You press catalog, you have vector operations, press OK, vector calculations, vector A, right? And dot product also you can go. Directly you can go to catalog, vector operations, vector calculations, dot product. So come to the left and press CalC, catalog, vector operations, vector A. And go to right, catalog again, vector calculations, vector B. You select vector B. Now it is dot product, execute. It is 19. Now you can find out the cross product also. Change it to cross product also, right? Vector calculations, cross product, right? And select vector B. You can find out. This is cross product is a vector, right? So you can perform vector operations, and this we don't use ratio. And coming to math box, so what is math box? You can roll a dice, or you can toss a coin. When you roll a dice, right? A dice, you have only one dice. You can select 1 die or 2 die or 3 dice at the same time, right? Rolling 2 dice, rolling 3 dice also. And attempts, how many attempts you want? It is you can give from 1 to 250. Suppose I take 10 attempts, confirm, right? Now execute. When you execute, it rolls a die like that, and you can find out the list. So in the first attempt it gave 4, the second attempt it is 5, third attempt 3, fourth attempt 3, fifth attempt it gave 1, sixth attempt also it gave 1. It have shown 1. Seventh attempt 4, 8th 6, 9th 5, 10th 1. So 10 times it has rolled the dice. Right? Relative frequency also you can find like this. Relative frequency. Right? So for each output it is giving relative frequency. And you can also toss the coins. One coin, you can toss 3 coins maximum. Suppose if you toss 1 coin and 5 number of times, execute, it rolls, it tosses a coin and gives the list. It is first 4 times it gave head and then tail. Right? This is all about the CalC, and you can directly define. We have already defined the functions in the catalog, right? Using tools, you have defined the functions, but you can directly use this button fx for defining the functions. For example, go to calculator. You can press the fx directly. You can access the function here. Press this one. Function. Define the function. We have already defined that, so it is already there. Define gx. So it is also there. Now you can directly give a value for x here, like 5, close, execute. So this value is x value equal x equal to 5 is given to that particular function fx, right? X square minus x plus 1. So put x equal to 5, you will get that particular value. 25 minus 5 plus 1, 21, right? So you can directly press this button and access the functions, or you can define the functions, or you can modify it. You can use the function and find out the value of the function, right? So this is all about, and you can press this button for scrolling the page, right? So this is all about 991CW Casio Engineering Scientific CalC. Right? So if you like the video, please press the like the button. Please share this video with your friends. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and encourage me. Thank you.